Hey, welcome. Today, we're diving into the invisible engines that power our digital world, the massive data centers, and the absolutely brilliant AI that's making them smarter, faster, and way greener.
Every time you stream a movie, post a photo, or even just send an email, a data center somewhere is doing the heavy lifting. And with billions of us online, the demand is just astronomical. Which leads to a really important question. Is the cloud about to run out of juice?
And that brings us to the data center dilemma. Think of these places like the butlers of the internet, working 24/7. But when they get overwhelmed, they start wasting a ton of energy. And, even worse, risk service disruptions. The big challenge? Keeping everything running perfectly without, cooking the planet.
At its core, the solution is like a super high-stakes game of digital Tetris. See, our apps and websites, they live on what are called virtual machines, or VMs, which are hosted on physical servers. To save power and keep things balanced, data centers are constantly moving these VMs around. The catch? They have to do it all live, without you ever noticing a single glitch.
So, how do they pull off this seamless, perfectly executed move? Well, it's a technique we can call the digital shuffle.
The technical term for this shuffle is live VM migration, and it's wild. It's basically like moving an entire, fully running computer over to a completely new physical box while it's still on. It's absolutely essential for balancing the load and saving energy. So, here's how it usually works. It's called Precopy migration. First, it copies the VM's main memory. Then, it keeps sending over any new updates. And finally, for just a millisecond, it pauses the VM to make the final switch. It's a solid method, but when the servers are under heavy pressure, it can get really slow and inefficient. Okay, this is where the huge breakthrough comes in. Researchers developed a hybrid AI model that works like an absolute dream team to manage this digital shuffle with just stunning precision. Let's meet the players. First up, we have the prioritizer. Think of it like a world-class triage doctor in an emergency room. It scans the entire data center and instantly figures out which VMs are in the most trouble and need to be moved right now. Next, once a VM is flagged, the gatekeeper steps in. This is your safety inspector. It runs a final check to make sure moving the VM at this exact moment is actually safe and won't cause any new problems. It's the ultimate look before you leap check. And finally, once a move is approved and gets the green light, we bring in the strategist. This AI is like a chess grandmaster. It analyzes every single possible destination to find the one perfect new home for the VM, maximizing both performance and energy savings.
So, what happens when you let this AI dream team actually run the show in a data center? Well, the results are, to put it lightly, pretty stunning.
Get this. The AI achieved a near-perfect 98.77% accuracy in predicting which VMs needed to be moved. Almost flawless. And that incredible precision led to an amazing 93% service uptime. That means a way more reliable cloud for all of us. But honestly, here's the headline number. A staggering 90.8% gain in energy efficiency. That's a massive leap forward for a greener cloud.
To really put this into perspective, just look at the difference. Previous methods barely hit 32% service uptime. This AI team hits 93%. The old models, they saved maybe 14 to 25% on energy. This model saves over 90%. It's not just an improvement, it's a complete and total game changer.
So what does all this add up to? It's simple, really. It adds up to a much greener, much smarter cloud for every single one of us. And this isn't just theory, right? This has huge real-world implications. It means the services we depend on every day become way more stable, and the environmental cost of our digital lives gets drastically smaller. And that leaves us with a really fascinating final thought. If this kind of AI teamwork can optimize something as insanely complex as a global data center, what's next? Power grids? Global supply chains? The possibilities are just incredibly exciting to think about. Thanks so much for joining us.